welcome to another episode of Music Crusaders. I'm JJ, got my co-host here, Caleb.
Hello.
And today we have an awesome band from Spain. We have Kabbalah. So today we are happy to welcome Alba and Carmen to the show. They are two of the three badass ladies who make up the band Kabbalah. So welcome and thank you so much for coming on our show with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so first off, since we are kind of a larger entity of Comic Crusaders, we always like to start off just kind of talking about your guys' origin story, how you guys came together as a band. If you could tell us a little bit about that story.
Sure.
Marga and I started the band because we were on a previous band together, and that band ended, and we decided that we wanted to continue playing together. So we made some songs and started looking for a guitar player, and we had a few before Alba came in, and that's it. I feel like we started when Alba joined us, really. So
awesome. And Alba, had you been in prior bands before Kabbalah, or is this your first official band?
Yeah, I had been in other bands, and actually when I started with Kabbalah, I was in another band, and but yeah, right now it's only Kabbalah for me.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you three ladies found each other because your music is awesome.
thank you.
And yeah, so for anyone who's watching who maybe hasn't heard your music, how would you describe Kabbalah's music style?
I guess dark stuff with poppy melodies as well. It's kind of a mix, I guess, of many genres because we all listen to different stuff, and somehow all these things end up showing up in the music we make. So it's a weird mix of between pop, dark, rock, and I don't know.
Yeah, some songs are heavier, and some other songs are more catchy, and I don't know. It's that we all have also different styles that we like, and depends on the song. But the general thing is that it's dark. It's rock and it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think one of the best descriptions I've heard was like psychedelic doom.
Yeah.
Psychedelic doom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
Yes.
there's doom parts in some songs. Another ones are like even more punk, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That depends. But
I think
yes,
someone in our Bandcamp page said that we were like a doo-wop band making like doom or something like that. And it sounded, I think, accurate.
Yeah.
Because three of us sing together and we make harmonies as in that era of music. But then we also use like darker and doomier riffs. So yeah.
Also, yeah, and I like how all three of you are, the vocalists. Is there one of you who predominantly does more vocals than the other two?
I don't think it depends. But at this point, I think not really. I don't know, Carmen.
I think that maybe in the previous songs, before Alba joined us, it was Marga and I singing. So if we are playing those songs, maybe Alba is not singing that much on those ones, but in the new ones, we all sing. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And I think y'all do that really well, and I really like how it gives like a different texture to the music as well, because like you're already hitting it with the way that the groove is and everything, and then the harmonizing just adds like a haunting presence to the song.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's something that happened it wasn't prepared, but we saw that it worked, and people usually say that, oh, the harmonies and the so we are trying to continue doing that. It's like, oh, this works and this is nice and we all can sing, so let's do that.
Yeah, I think when before, like the first full length album we didn't take it as further as we did on the last one we've done, and yeah, we realized we could take it to a new level, I guess, um, because we've worked a bit on it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think Caleb, you wanted to talk a little bit about how you discovered them as a band too.
Oh yeah. So like I was writing a scene where there's like a spell and like a ritual thing going on, and I was trying to set the mood for it. And I had been at that point listening to Rich Rod, and it just like slowly led to y'all. And like I noticed I kept playing y'all's albums more and more so, especially when I was writing that type of element. And I've just assumed y'all to appreciate the influence from it.
Great.
Yeah, Caleb and I are both writers, and I hadn't heard that story yet, but I think that's the perfect like atmosphere to set for that type of like spell casting. I think that's awesome.
Oh, it helped.
Glad to be of help, I guess.
So in that same kind of note, I mean, your band name is Kabbalah, which is it's associated with this like esoteric occultist type of book and knowledge. Is that something that you all follow, or is that something more you're just like interested in talking about in your music?
I think the name is basically a name for a band. We didn't. It wasn't a statement of us trying to say to people, yeah, we're gonna be talking about Kabbalah. It's just a band name that sounded cool at the time, I guess, because I wasn't there when it was decided. But yeah. And then, as in the messages of the songs. Each of us write songs. Uh, so the three of us have different interests. And yeah, each of us follow like a different ideas, I guess. Or yeah, like Marga, for example, is really into horror movies, and her lyrics tend to be very visual, like a horror movie, basically. um, Yeah, Carmen, I don't know, what do you write about? Tell us.
Yeah, sorry. I was distracted.
Oh, I was trying to describe what we write about, and I said Margaret writes about some things. You write about
it's just that we try to match the music, and the music is dark, so you cannot sing about I don't know, rainbows if you are playing that music. So also, as Alba said, Marga loves horror movies and books, and I always listen to dark music and used to this kind of lyrics, and it's what comes. I mean, it wasn't prepared yet. It just came naturally, and we are all in, and that's it.
Yeah, for me, it's a bit like you start writing lyrics and you don't know what they're about until you're done. And then you read them and it's like, okay, I was talking about this thing, but
Yes.
you don't know at the beginning. For me at least, I'm not like, okay, I'm gonna write a song about this. It's more like images come to you and you start putting them into words, and then you're done and it's like, okay, so this is about a cemetery that blah blah blah.
Yeah, and
So
for
it's
me,
like
always the idea of the lyrics comes after the music, always. what music evokes you is like, oh, this should be about this. And
It's like allowing your subconscious to write it instead of forcing it.
yeah, kind of. Well, except the Duna song, because there's one song in this last album who's called Duna. The name is Duna. And that one, I knew I wanted one lyric about my daughter, and that one, yes, it was on purpose, but the other ones, no.
Yeah. Carmen, did you want to introduce your daughter here? What you've got here? She's so cute.
Yeah, I know. Well, she's Duna. She's a little shy, but she wants to be here, right? Here's the Tirola. She doesn't want to say hello. And she's 4 years old. And she's really, really nice. Right, Alba? Alba is a good friend of hers.
Yeah. We're celebrating her birthday later.
The
She is a part of Kabbalah because, for example, I remember we recorded the video for Abomination song in pregnant, I don't know, 8 months maybe. She was in there, so she's part of this, and she's not letting me see you.
It's literally part of your screen now.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all right. The is there any new elements you're all wanting to bring to the band? Any anything you're trying new, or y'all just continuing on?
Do you mean in new songs or new?
Yeah, just like the next couple of songs, a different way of singing maybe, or
I think what he's asking is, are you going to experiment with different sounds, you know, as you continue in your musical journey?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't. We're not in the moment of writing new songs at this point because we've got a tour in September, and we are getting that ready now. So it's kind of difficult to think now if what we want to do in new music sounds.
Trying to
But
focus on one thing at a time.
but I think we are somehow in a path, and we want to take that to continue exploring that. So without adding anything else, I don't know. I don't know if I make sense, but to make that more perfect than it is now. Instead of trying to add new things, just try to focus on what we're doing, I guess.
Yeah. Make it a little bit more organic. Because I've known a couple bands that they're just like, we are this type and we're just going to stay with this. And then there's some other bands that are more like, we just go with it. And if we start heading a little bit darker, if we start heading a little bit heavier, you know, that's just the route we end up taking. We're not forcing anything or staying.
It happened to us that it was going darker and darker, but naturally.
Yeah.
It's not because we said, we are going to make this one darker. It's that we are in this
one dark. This one must be darker.
Yeah. I don't know if there is a limit, but yeah, and I already have a couple of ideas for new songs, and I think are in the same path. So
so when you're saying that, are you saying like you've got a couple of ideas for the music and then you're writing, or you got a couple of ideas as far as the lyrics go?
No, always music first.
Always music first?
Yes. Yeah. Well, my ideas are like just a melody or a riff that I record and I bring to the rehearsal room and then develops. I don't make a full song. None of us do that. We always bring ideas, and sometimes the song ends being very different to the first idea. So,
which is good, like it grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, when each of us bring our ideas to the room, and then the other contributes, it always turns into a different new thing, and that's the cool thing about being in a band, that everyone can bring their own stuff to the music. It's not just you trying to pull together everything.
Well, but the coolest thing is that the other one's ideas are always cool. And that's
Right,
great
that's true.
because you don't have to say, "Oh, but that's not the idea I had for this song. Sorry."
That's really
Never
nice,
happens.
but it doesn't really work. But it also helps to just have that type of cohesion amongst each other, so that you're willing to accept that, instead of just being forced into a role that you're like, they never listen to me or anything. It seems like you're all very, very, very much willing to give and take, and if anything, more inspired to do so.
Mhm.
Great. It
Yeah,
just
it's
helps
great.
you long term, especially.
Yeah,
That's
for
good.
us, it's always like the fun, at least for me, the fun thing is to put music together with other people. And that means people are gonna bring in their own stuff, and that's the cool thing about being in a band. So it would be pointless to force other stuff going on. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it happens a lot in many bands. So we are lucky, I think. Yeah.
And in most walks of life, people are always trying to force their way into it.
Right.
Did you want to ask something, JJ, before you cut out?
Yes. Sorry, my phone keeps overheating. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, you guys had talked about horror movies, influencing your music earlier. I was curious, what some of your favorite horror movies are.
It's really bad because the horror movie professional is not here. It should be Marga speaking about this topic totally, because she's um, really into that genre.
Yeah,
Um,
the classic ones, right?
yeah. Actually, I have some. She gave this like this pack of movies that it's all like Suspiria and all these classic Italian horror movies, and it's like
Dario Argento, I know.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Have you seen them all, Alba, already?
not really. It was like homework for me, but I'm less of a. I don't watch many movies actually.
Yeah, me
But
neither.
horror movies, like the music in these movies. You know, I'm more into that. Mhm.
Yeah, we went to do you remember, Alba, that the three of us went to see Nostradamus once with an orchestra? Do you remember? That was cool.
That
Yeah,
was really cool. Yeah. Mhm.
we like that one too.
The classic, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Mhm.
I'm scared to look at my notes because, like, last time I tried to do it, it kicked me out. I'm gonna try to. the So Marga plays the bass, and she's the one that's the driving force with the horror aspect, I guess.
Yeah.
And then so what you bring, Carmen, when you're with your writing, or even the music, like what's the element that typically, like, oh, you can really tell Carmen was the driving force in this song?
Oh, no, it's a tough one. I really don't know. Alba, what do you think?
What do I think?
something I bring.
It's
I
good
don't know.
and it's difficult.
Maybe I think I'm the one that always brings the choruses. Is choruses we'll say the harmonies.
Mm.
I sometimes recorded the three voices and send them to them. I say, we are going to do these three if you like. Yeah, I think that's the thing I do most, right?
Yeah. I'm really always impressed when you think of all the harmonies, because they come to you really quickly, and I'm not good at that at all. So she's always sending us like WhatsApp audios saying, okay, the chorus should be like these three voices, and
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
So you can pick out what's missing as far as like a harmony goes, and like if we hit these three, this will just fill in those gaps that are missing.
Yeah, and also if one of them has a melody, I listen to it and I instantly think on a harmony and say, oh, we could do this or that. Yeah,
That's great.
right.
Yeah. And same question for you, Abba.
I don't know. It's hard to think of that. Do you mean the lyrics or the music?
Whichever you feel like you do better.
No idea.
Well, I think that the solos, right? The guitar solos. I mean, we can make the song and say, okay, here there is a solo for you. Do something that's cool, right?
We have 20 seconds of nothing. We need you to do it.
She makes it. So, right, Alba?
Make them.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like usually it's like, okay, now you've got like this space for a solo, and
This is for you. Or maybe do an intro here. Play something cool here, please. And
please.
Makes it. Yes.
That's great. I like that each of you are bringing something significant, and that's what's really like causing y'all's cohesion so well. It's not
I think it's very balanced, and that's great in a band, because it's what we were talking about before. If you are in a band that one is the leader and is making everything, and the other are just like following him, I don't like that.
Yeah,
we are all important here, and that's
yeah. And if you did that, like you would miss lots of opportunities to make the sound cooler, because I can think of a bass line, but Marga is gonna make it like much better because it's her instrument, and it's the same with drums or guitar. Like you're not gonna tell the other person what to do, because they know what they're doing. So,
Exactly. Yeah, I like that you guys are all collaborating on the music equally. Do you when it comes to like creating your music videos, which are also really cool, do you all collaborate on that together as well?
Yeah. we have like I don't know which videos you're talking about, but yeah, usually it's the three of us thinking what type of ritual would work better, and
yeah.
I'm sorry,
I really like.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
Talk. Sorry.
Oh no, I was thinking about your video for Resurrection. That's one of my favorites of yours.
Well, actually, that one was Marga's script. Yeah,
really?
and
Okay.
I think she was like, okay, I've had this idea for years, and I really want to make this video that when this happens, blah blah blah, and then I zoom into the tongue, and then we are playing in the tongue. Yes, and we did it. Obviously, we did it ourselves, and it was a lot of fun to do it. Like, there were some really funny moments because Carmen was deaf, like dressed in a black gown, or I don't know if you say that. Yeah. So we were walking in a mountain. Carmen as deaf, pretending to bury someone. Then I was the corpse, and Carmen had to take a fake tongue out of my mouth. That took, I think, hours because we couldn't stop laughing.
And also, we didn't have anyone to record it. We did it all ourselves. So,
oh wow!
difficult. Yes.
That's impressive. That's
Marga
really
was like
impressive.
the director saying, do this, do that.
Did you were there people around watching you and like wondering what the heck you guys were doing?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's good.
They would have called the police probably because I was with a corpse. So
Yeah.
They're out in the hill again,
Yeah.
burying one of their bandmates.
Yeah. Or they were probably like, oh, that is Kabbalah again doing a video. It's always kind of the same, death somewhere, cemetery somewhere.
We mostly just leave them alone and let them do what they want. They
Pull tongues
always
out.
walk around with a lantern.
All right.
All right, go ahead, JJ.
Well, yeah, before we run out of time, I just wanted to ask you guys, we talked a lot about your writing and how much fun you guys have collaborating on writing. Is that, do you prefer writing or performing your music if you had to choose one?
It's totally impossible to choose.
Equal, yeah.
Yeah, because they are very different experiences. One is creating something, and I really love that in music, because you've got nothing, you've got silence, and then you can go from there, so you never know where it's going to take you. But performing, it's a lot of fun because you it's not only playing the show, it's also like being in the venue, probably playing with other bands, meeting people who are into the same kind of music as you are. So it's like sharing your ideas with other people. That's
I feel the same. I love the writing process, but because of our writing process. I mean, if I have an idea and I watch my idea develop and end in a thing that I didn't expected, and I really like, and I loved that process. But we were playing a couple of weeks ago in France, and it was awesome. So because it's so much fun, so it's different.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. Yes.
I'm sure it's good to get that affirmation when you're playing the music and you see people actually like moving to it. You're like, okay, so it is a good song. Like I thought I had the right melody.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know what to think, because in our songs, as we have silent parts, and sometimes people are quiet, and you don't know if they are liking it or they are quiet because they are bored. I don't know. It's difficult with some other bands, right? Alba, that happened in France. They are all the time like but our music is slow, and you don't know what to think sometimes.
That makes me think of like concerts when the first couple of bands show up, and like I always feel bad because no one's really doing anything, but also in the same sense it's because they're just now hearing the music, so it's kind of hard to just like, yeah, I know the lyrics, so I'm just gonna jump in and start screaming with the guy. So it's mostly just people just watching, and I'm like, I hope they know that this doesn't sound bad, but I want to hear it, and so I'm trying to like follow along in that sense.
Yeah, I think that too. And if they don't like it, they can leave. So if they stay,
right, yeah. If nobody's leaving,
they are quiet. Maybe they are listening and they like it, right?
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
They would be talking, which is very
right.
in
That's
concerts to hear people talk, even as when you watch shows. So I think they are listening, and that's a really cool feedback. They're
also
interested.
we join the songs one with another, so people don't know if you have finished sometimes, so they stay quiet.
Yeah.
But I think that is a good thing. Yes, they are listening and they are not talking, and that's great.
They're staying.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad that getting some growth going there.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything else,
Right.
Peter?
Yeah, I think that is about all the time we have, unless there's anything last minute you wanted to add.
That's it.
You had some tours coming up, right? You had some concerts. I think we had the image earlier.
Yeah.
In September, the first 12 days, I think, we're doing a show every night, touring in Germany, France, Austria, a show in Italy, and Belgium as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really cool. We're really looking forward to it. It's the first time as a band that we get to do that. So we're really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope it goes
Awesome.
well. I hope y'all can travel around and spread y'all's music to people.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah. I wish I lived in Europe and I'd go check you guys out, but maybe
I
one
wish
day
we
when you
could go. I wish we could go where you are, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe
one day.
the future.
All right. Well, for anyone watching, please make sure you go check out Kabbalah. They've got all of their Twitter and their YouTube and their website listed on the banner here. If you guys want to go check them out, they are awesome. And thank you so much, Carmen and Alba, for joining us here today. It was a joy talking to the two of you. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from you guys, and I hope you wish you the best on your tour.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
This was a nice conversation. Thank you.
It was a nice conversation.
Thanks so much,
Thank
guys.
you, ladies. May you
Bye.
keep rocking out in España. Yeah. Music stays
Gracias.
out, kiddo.